living room. Only one side of the stage is lit, and all that is left is one cardboard box. It reads, "Family Tapes" on the side facing the audience. All is still for a moment. Theodora enters the house and sees the last box. Though she is relieved, she sits down next to the box, exhausted. Henry enters from behind. He watches an exhausted Theodora look at the box.
One left, huh?
Yep.
Then that's it?
That's it.
End of an era.
Sure is.
End of an era. I lived here a good long time.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
You know what's wrong.
That's life, Theo.
I know.
It's time to move on.
For both of us.
I can't if you can't, kiddo.
Theodora tenses, holding back tears.
Hey, it's okay. I'm not mad.
I know.
Hard.
It is.
You know I've been in this house for 60 years?
It explains why you had so much stuff.
Where did it all go?
Well, Mom took most of it with her. Dad took some stuff, and Jessa took all your electronics.
All of them?
She got here as soon as Mom said we had to clean this place out.
All right, but she shouldn't have taken all of it. Why didn't you go with her? Could have at least taken my stereo system or something.
It's 2021, Grandpa. No one has a stereo system anymore.
What do you mean no one has a stereo system anymore? Kids still listen to music, don't they?
Well, yeah, but we all have Google Homes or Alexas and our cell phones.
Bah!
Don't bah me. That's what we have.
I had some nice speakers. They were expensive. They were Bose.
What were you doing with Bose speakers?
The lady at Best Buy's told me they were nice and I needed good speakers. My hearing isn't what it used to be.
Especially now.
Better than ever now. What's in that box?
I think it's just some old tapes.
Theodora slides the box in front of her and opens it. She pulls out a tape that reads, "Butternut Street, 1961.
Well, what does it say?
Butternut Street, 1961.
The year your grandmother and I moved in. I wonder.
Can't even watch it to see if it works. Jessa took the TV, and I think the electricity's off.
Hand it over.
Grandpa.
Hand it over, Theo.
Theodora looks puzzled, but she hands the tape over. To her surprise, Henry grabs it. The lights come up on the other side of the stage. Anne, Eleanor, and Charlie enter. Eleanor holds an old camera. Anne runs up as though she is about to take a picture. They look out to the audience, waving someone in. Henry smiles. He almost tears up. It has been a long time since he has seen his friends. Theodora can see what is happening, and she looks in awe.
Who are these people, Grandpa?
Well, there's your grandmother.
Nanny? That's Nanny?
Yeah. Wow. It's been a long time.
Henry moves to the other side of the stage and fits right in place, as if he belonged there. Theodora watches. Henry interacts and moves with the shadows. They move as if they are playing out an old movie, silently, going from place to place.
This was the day we moved in. Charlie, that man over there, we were friends all throughout high school. He and his wife, Eleanor, that's who that is. They helped us move boxes into this old place. Well, no, it was new then. Your grandmother loved this little house.
The lights change. Eleanor and Charlie exit. Anne sits at a table with a paintbrush and paper, carefully painting.
She loved to paint, you know. Nothing fancy, just skylines and sets. It made her so happy.
Anne looks up at Henry as if he is holding a video camera and smiles. She waves him away. Henry walks over to her and mimes setting the camera down. He holds out his hand to dance, and Anne silently shakes her head. Henry offers his hand for a few more times before Anne smiles and laughs silently and takes it. La Vienne Rose, or something similar, fades in as the couple dances in the shadow portion of the stage. Anne looks like she's having so much fun, but Henry looks as though he may cry. They dance for a while, and Henry spins her out of his arms. Anne exits the stage, and the lights fade out. Henry moves back to the other side of the stage.
What's wrong, Grandpa?
Nothing, kiddo. I loved your Nan very much. It has been so long since we've been able to dance like that. I missed her every day.
She was beautiful.
She was.
What's next on the tape?
Some family parties and birthdays. Oh, your mother's birth. Do you want to see that?
No, thank you.
What else do you have in there?
Theodora pulls out another tape from the box.
This one says Charlie 70.
Let me see it.
Theodora hands over the tape. Charlie, Eleanor, and Anne appears on the spirit side of the stage. They're drinking, smoking, and laughing, holding up playing cards. Henry joins them and sits next to Anne.
What were you all doing? Do you remember?
All too well. You see, this was right before Charlie and I left for the draft. Vietnam War not too long after this. And your nanny, she wanted to take a video of us all together since we didn't know the next time we'd all see each other again. Charlie told her, "Don't worry about it, Annie. We'll be back and better than ever before." Said we'd be coming back heroes. Was the last time I saw Eleanor. Charlie died over there. Too long into our first mission. He was a hero, but he never came back.
Grandpa.
The lights start to dim. Henry thinks about staying, but crosses back over. Anne, Eleanor, and Charlie exit. Beat.
Why did you keep these if they bring up so many unwanted memories?
They're not unwanted. Honestly, I haven't watched these in a long, long time. So nice to see my old friends, my wife dancing and painting again. I loved them, never stopped. Death can't stop that feeling.
Theodora pulls out another tape. She reads it and puts it back.
What did that one say?
I don't know if you're gonna like this one.
Theo, there's nothing in that box for me.
Agree to disagree?
Theo, let me see it.
It's going to make you sad.
Promise, I can handle it.
Theodora pulls out the tape.
Joseph, 1974. We don't have to watch it.
Nonsense. You never got to meet your Uncle Joe.
Yeah, I know. Mom told me what happened.
Give it here.
Grandpa,
Theo, give it here.
It's okay. We don't need to.
You never got to meet your Uncle Joe. I love you, kiddo, but I know you. You'll take home these tapes and swear you'll get around to watching them, but we both know you don't even own a tape player. I don't even think you can buy them anymore with all these net boxes and the Amazon players and the what have you.
Okay.
Theodora hands over the tape. Henry grabs it, and Maria enters, looking like she doesn't want to be there. Anne enters as well and tries to get her to smile for the camera.
You know who that is?
No.
That's your mom.
No. That is not Mom.
It is. You look just like her at that age.
Henry crosses over once again and joins his family. Joey enters. Henry freezes.
What's wrong, Grandpa?
That's Joey. That's my boy.
Henry reaches into his pocket and pulls out a set of car keys. He hands them over to and Joey looks ecstatic. He waves at the camera.
Gave him his first car. A Hudson Hornet, I think it was. Mint green. Very snazzy in its time. Didn't think so, but hey, a car is a car. And kids don't care what they're driving as long as they're driving.
Joey mimes to Maria a little bit before she cracks a smile. They hug.
Mom told me about Uncle Joe. She loved him the most, is what she always says.
He sure was one of a kind.
Anne and Joey have an exchange. Anne scolds him to be careful.
Mom doesn't really like to talk about him, though. She says it hurts too much.
It does hurt. But you can't forget. You never.
How old was he in this?
16.
How old was he when he...
16.
Oh,
Henry looks over at Joey, who is frozen, ready to hug him. Henry goes in for the hug. He finally breaks down, holding him for longer than the tape allows. Everything else freezes around him.
I love you, my boy. See you soon.
The lights start to dim on the spirit side.
Grandpa? Grandpa, are you okay?
Kiddo. I gotta go.
Grandpa, no, wait. I'm not ready.
Nobody's ever ready for this, Theodora. Love you very much. But it's time for me to stay here.
But...
No ifs, no buts, no coconuts.
Theodora gets up to try to join him, but she can't cross over. Henry meets her in the middle.
I'm gonna miss you so much. Do you really have to go?
Yes, I do.
Henry reaches over to the other side to hold her hand.
Don't let this derail you. You are going to have a wonderful life. I'll always be with you, and I'll be waiting for you when the time is right.
You promise?
Have I ever lied to you, kid?
No.
Then why start now?
Good point.
I love you, kiddo.
Love you too.
Henry rejoins his family on the spirit side. Everyone but Maria looks over to her and waves as the lights dim around them. Theodora watches until it goes completely dark. She wipes her tears away and turns back to the box. With all of her strength, she picks up the box and starts to leave. She takes one last look at her grandparents' house, a house she has spent so much time in, the house she practically grew up before she leaves it for the last time. Blackout, end of play.
Yay. I mean, I'm sad. Yay.
This is how I started off the month of writing a play every day. So
Right. Well, they
It got
didn't give us a
funnier.
very fun prompt. So, I mean,
Yeah.
mine was also sad, is what I'm saying.
That's funny.
So yeah, let's get started. We'll do, like I said, 5 minutes of feedback and, notes, things like that. One thing I would love to, mention is, I know you said before that's something that you really enjoy doing is writing the lines, and it's it feels very honest to the characters, and I really like that. And it feels like there's a lot of built-in not jokes, but like built-in stories that they have with each other. that feels very real, that, you know, if you're within a family, there are things that you say to each other that someone outside of the family may not know or understand why you say it. So like I love the line, no ifs, no buts, no coconuts. Like it made me laugh and it was very funny, but it was also like, yeah, like I have stuff in my family that we say to each other that an outsider would listen in and they're like, what? It makes no sense. But I thought that was a great little detail to give it that closeness.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the relationship between these two characters is set up very well. And even the use of the shadow people, I think was used um very well, because I think there's still a lot, like the stage directions were very descriptive, but like there's still a lot to play with. And you can really have some fun with those, to establish that familial unit rather than just those two characters. You can tell that there's more going on with the other ones too.
Yeah, so it works. That's what you're. It's working.
Yeah. The thing you were worried about most with the shadow dancers or the spirits that you're referring to, I think it makes it very clear once the grandfather keeps visiting that side and then comes back, it without seeing her trying to go over. I think that might be one thing where it might help to understand, like, okay, this is a piece of the afterlife. If that's what you were going for, it might help at some point to have her at some point try and like go and interact in some way so that it makes it clear to the audience, like, no, she can't enter. This is only his space. Because you do that at the end and that was awesome, but it also was like, oh, that's the afterlife. Like we're seeing a little peek of the dead instead of a video. Do you know what I mean? Like I think introducing that idea a little earlier can help with that transition.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I kind of like that it comes in right at the end. So I guess it would depend on what you want to do. Because I kind of like the way it was.
Right.
So that's just whatever someone thinks. It could just be because this is Zoom and things get like jumpy and weird, but it did feel like it was a bit long, but it wasn't because it's only 12 pages or 11 pages really. So maybe it's just because of the Zoom.
And it's also
and
like
it's a conversation.
Yeah, and
So maybe.
what's weird about reading it out loud too is that like it's very physical, and I've never really written for physical theater before. I'm usually very like dialogue driven and whatever. So I really like took a jump at something new for this challenge. And I just like, I guess what I was more concerned, like what I'm concerned about is that like the dialogue is fine and I'm pretty comfortable with it. It's that like I hope that a director can look at this and be able to translate it to stage so that all of the parts that we're reading out loud that aren't meant to be read like will translate into like beautiful stage pictures, I guess. And I just want to make sure that I'm either not doing too much or like am I not doing enough, because this is like not a space that I'm used to playing in, I guess.
Well,
I think it'd be fine.
I was gonna say Renee brought up all the descriptions take longer than doing it, and that's very true. Like us describing what's happening will take longer than what happens on the stage. So even though it might feel like it's taking a long time, if you were to see it on the stage, you're like, oh, there it is. Makes it very clear. And you get those hints by visually seeing it. So I think that's something where you would have to actually test it out physically to really see the pacing.
Right.
Ellen, I got a job for you.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. It's a tap number now, though.
Are there any other notes or anything? Just so we'll wrap it up and we'll move on to Matt's play. Or did anyone else?
I just have a small thing.
Sure.
Just like the last couple of pages seem just like maybe a little repetitive. Like there's a lot of "I love you," "I'm gonna miss you," "Do you have to go?" Like maybe if you find other more just different things to say, maybe we'll make it more a little climactic and have a like push over the hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I had really fun reading it. It was a great play. Thank you.
Thank you for reading it.
Cool. Alrighty then. So now we are going to be moving over to Virtually Hypnotic by Matt Rittler. Matt, is there anything that you were specifically looking for or something that you wanted people to focus on when going through the reading?
These are based off of two like people that existed in my life that I kind of pulled from. So I think I'm looking for just like I just hope it sounds like real. Like the dialogue is very like these are real people, like these are two sisters that like to like have that banter and joke a lot. So it kind of gets a little like crazy and like there's a lot of possibly questionable dirty things that they say. So I just would like to see maybe if it's too much
Mhm.
or if maybe I need to edit and like pull back a little, but we'll see how well like the dialogue flows, because it's like jokey and then there's like the last punchline to a section and then like yeah, so it's just I want to see if the craziness all works.
All right, that sounds good. So there are two sisters. There's Marie and Greta. If it's okay, I would really like to read for Marie. I
Can
read
I
her
be
names and I was
Greta?
like, I want to read Greta. I want to read Marie.
I'll be your
Is that
Greta.
okay? You will be my sister.
Yeah, I'll be your Greta.
Okay, and we need a stage direction reader. Why did I say that so weird?
I don't know.
Someone want to read stage directions?
I will never volunteer for stage directions. I'm horrible at them. I always mess them up.
I can read them.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh wait, Matt, if you don't want to read your own play so you can listen, Sarah
Okay.
is right here, so she can
Here we
read.
go.
Okay, can you read stage directions then?
Yes, this is in the group, right?
Here, I got it right there
Hello.
for you.
Oh, it's right here?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
right there.
Well, now
Okay.
you can see my face. Sorry. Oh,
Whenever you're ready.
okay. Here we go. Lights up on a dimly lit garage. It is full of stuff. Boxes, crates, things under sheets, old bikes, etc. Marie enters through the door that leads into the garage. She flips on a light switch. Lights get brighter. Greta follows behind her sister.
You sure you want to do this?
I'm sure.
Dad had a lot of stuff. You sure it's even in here?
It has to be. I stuffed it in one of these boxes a while ago.
You think you'd cleared it out by now, sis?
I kept it all here for him. All this stuff, they're memories. Ours, his. I thought they'd help, but
Nothing really did it?
no.
Well, I'll help you haul this out. We could do a garage sale or...
I'm not selling any of this shit.
All right. I just thought if you could let go of some of these things.
I have a right to keep his stuff, Greta. It's all I have left.
It's all we have left.
Gives her a snide look.
You didn't take care of him in his last years, Greta. I did.
I visited at least once a month.
Oh, yeah, so charitable.
Oh, come on. Just because you chose to take care of him instead of putting him in a home does not mean you get to make me feel bad.
You could have been here more.
You're right. I could have, but I didn't. I chose to live my own married life than to live the end of his.
Yep, Miss Greta Weeder just couldn't be bothered.
Come on, Marie. I mean, Dad was sick. He had dementia. Excuse me for not enjoying seeing my father like that.
You think I enjoyed it?
Greta glares at her sister. She sighs and takes out a cigarette pack. She pulls one out and lights one. Marie stares at her judgingly.
What? You gonna guilt trip me for this too now?
So much for quitting, huh?
What do you mean? I did quit.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds, Greta.
I am down to like 10 a day.
Oh, as opposed to what, 4 packs a day?
It wasn't, I was like 2, but better than nothing, right?
Yeah, keep telling you that yourself that, sister.
I don't need your smoke shaming, Marie.
And I don't need my big sister dying of emphysema.
Calm down, you.
I don't want to lose you too, Greta. You're my big sister. I'd be really lost if you were gone.
You just can't let me live my own life without the guilt trips, can you? You were just smoking 2 months ago, remember?
Yeah, and I actually successfully quit, remember?
So what, this hypnosis thing actually works?
Yep.
So how
Takes
does it work?
steps.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. So how does it work? You go and he like waves a pocket watch in your face, or
Actually, it was virtual.
a virtual hypnosis.
Well, yeah, Greta, it's a goddamn pandemic. Everything's virtual.
And how does this virtual hypnosis even work?
Well, this dude actually eats the cigarettes.
What?
Yeah, to show how disgusting they are. The first part of the video, he holds the pack of cigarettes, dumps them on a pile of shit, rips them apart, soaks them in water, and then eats them. And he keeps repeating, see how gross and disgusting your habit is?
Intense.
Yeah, and then you lay down and he puts you to sleep and he just continues with the chanting and shit. When I woke up, I actually went to go smoke, and as soon as I took one puff, I actually puked.
Really?
Yeah, projectile vomited all over this floor. Right where you're standing, actually.
Steps to her left.
Okay.
I could show you the video if you want.
Contemplates. Looks at her cigarette. Takes a puff.
Maybe someday.
Greta snatches her cigarette from her.
I think now is a good time.
Marie, give that back.
Oh, you want this?
She goes to burn her sister's arm.
Ow, stop it.
Keep going.
Is this what you want?
Greta fights back, pushing her sister. They struggle. The cigarette drops onto the ground. They both look at it. Greta goes to pick it up, but Marie is quicker. Marie picks it up, breaks off the lit end, and shoves the rest in her mouth. Chewing.
You want it now?
You're truly disgusting.
No, your habit is disgusting. Cigarettes are death, and death is disgusting. And the cig in my mouth is disgusting.
Puts it out in front of her.
You're fucking nuts.
Sorry, I can't help it.
The sisters laugh together. Greta pulls out another cigarette and lights it.
See, so are you done judging me now?
For now.
So are we gonna look at this thing or what?
Oh, right.
They start looking through all the stuff in the garage. Marie takes some boxes off the shelf. Greta looks under some sheets. She finds a Lego village.
Hey, look, it's our amazing Lego Princess Village.
Oh, God, that's still here?
Oh, I remember how we built this and Dad pretended to be the evil dragon that came to steal the princess from the tower?
And you would throw a tantrum because I always hogged the role of the princess.
You never did play fair.
Well, I'm the youngest, so naturally I'm a princess. And I like pink.
Yeah, whatever.
I can't believe he kept it all this time.
Well, of course he kept it. It's a work of art.
It really is.
We did have a great childhood, didn't we, sis?
We sure did. We grew up fast, but no one seemed to notice.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know, just getting sentimental. All right, let's keep looking.
Greta puts a sheet back over the village. She looks through some other boxes. Marie finds a small dog bed. She smells it.
Ugh, the damn cat pissed in my garage again.
You gotta stop leaving the door open, sister.
And that damn slutty cat needs to keep her hormones in check.
Well, it's not her fault she's a stray, and it's not her fault you haven't gotten Moo Moo fixed yet.
I'm taking him next week.
Yeah, that's what you said last month.
It's hard to make an appointment.
No, it's hard for you to keep an appointment.
Get off my back, Greta. It's a fucking pandemic. My cat and his balls are perfectly fine in my house.
Yeah, until the sneaky bitch finds him and takes his balls hostage. Yikes.
Well, I never let him outside.
Yeah, and Slutty Kitty will be waiting by your garage door every morning, sipping her coffee with her legs spread open.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, at least you only have one cat terrorizing you. My whole barn's full of them.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, we found a few strays and just put them in there so they could have a home. And the next thing we knew, there were 7 kitties running around with their fat mama.
Well, where did the fat mama come from?
I think one of the neighbors dumped them there. It's really sad. She looks so old and raggedy, but damn, she still got it, I guess.
What, so these people just dumped Grisabella the glamour cat at your door?
Yes, that's what people do in the country.
So, who do you think did it?
Could be anyone, but I have my suspicions on that Larry guy. He's always been a creep.
Well, I think that's very rude. People shouldn't be shipping off their pussies anywhere they want. You should put all those kittens in a box, march right up to his door. Here's all the kittens you helped create. Now get your fucking cat fixed.
We could always give them away as a party favors for Nancy's wedding.
Greta, you're a genius.
Have you thought about what you're going to do for decorations, Miss Maid of Honor?
Oh, God, I haven't even begun to plan.
Where are they having it even?
At their fucking house.
Oh no. Well, let's hope to God they have some food this time. Last time I was there for a party, everyone was just standing around drinking beer. One guy asked if there was anything to eat, and Nancy just laughed and told me to go get a chicken from the store.
Yeah, she ain't right.
Get a chicken? I'm sorry. I know. If you're having a beer party, you've got to have at least some chips.
Well, you know she ain't cooking for her own wedding. Maybe you could do her catering.
Fuck that. I wasn't even invited.
They laugh hysterically. Greta lights another cigarette. Marie slaps it out of her hand.
No smoking until we find it.
Fine.
Marie continues to search. Greta lazily searches. Marie finds a box of cooking utensils. She pulls out a spatula.
Come on, put some effort into it, or I'll smack you with a spatula.
I'd like to see you try.
Marie looks at Greta, threatening with the spatula. She rushes toward her with it and smacks her on the ass repeatedly. Marie cackles.
Oh, all right. Enough.
Marie stops and continues looking to herself. Greta glares at her and then smiles. They continue searching. Greta uncovers an old ice cream maker.
Wow, an old ice cream maker. We should totally.
That's not an ice cream maker, that's a juicer.
Are you sure? Because here's the crank.
I'm telling you it's a juicer.
No, I don't think it's a juicer. It's too big to be a juicer. Is it a meat grinder?
Yeah, maybe it is. Would you like me to grind your meat for you?
I think I'll pass.
I'll just bring a box of those kittens over here. I'll take care of your cat population situation.
Oh, Marie, you are so morbid.
It's perfect. The sound of dying kittens will attract all the town cats, and then we'd really be in business. We could have a whole pussy pie business.
Would you prefer feral or fixed?
I prefer my meat to have a nice blend, 40% neutered, 60% slutty.
We'll have to make sure Grisabella stays in business, though. She's our pussy supplier.
Our pussy machine. She'll pop them out onto the conveyor belt and into the grinder they go.
The two die of laughter. Greta stumbles backward into a box on the shelf. It falls and a bunch of packing peanuts fall out and onto the floor, as well as a small locked box.
Holy peanuts.
Whoops.
Seize the box.
That's it. Bring it over here.
Greta picks up the wooden box and brings it to her sister. Marie pulls out an old-fashioned key. She uses it to unlock the box. She opens it and pulls out a small golden pocket watch.
You found it.
Well, you found it, but yeah.
She stares at the watch.
Dad was always wearing that, even during his demented years.
He loved this thing. And what was inside it?
You knew what was inside it? He'd never tell me.
He had me lock it away once he was hospitalized.
He still knew what was inside? Even if his mind was...
I think he did.
So are you going to open it and show me, or are we just going to keep staring at it?
Marie clicks it open. She shows her sister and hands it to her. Greta looks at the image inside and stumbles back, putting her hand to her heart.
Me? Oh, Daddy.
She tears up.
He said it was his way of having you with him all the time.
I'm so sorry. I should have been there for you more. I should have. Just so scared.
He knew that, Greta. It's okay.
He loved me.
Comfort her.
He really loved me.
To the moon, sister.
God.
He always wanted the best for you. Before he went to the hospital, he locked it in that box. And he told me to give it to you after he said hopefully this would guilt you enough to at least try to quit smoking and to start living your life for you.
Ugh. God, parenting from the grave. Now that's quite a skill.
Don't worry, Dad guilted me into quitting too.
She puts the locket around her neck and sighs.
Well, maybe he's right. Maybe it is time.
Marie snatches Greta's cigarettes from her pocket. She pulls out one and puts it in her mouth and chews.
Your habit is disgusting.
Greta smiles and wipes some tears away.
You are seriously disgusting.
Marie spits it out.
What can I say? I'm your baby sister. I live to annoy and disgust you.
So, you gonna show me that hypnotist video, or?
I thought you'd never ask. Come on, we'll clean all this shit up later. Let's get you cured, sister.
After you, sister.
Marie and Greta exit through the door they came in from. Greta turns off the light. Blackout, end of play.
What?
Alrighty then. So we'll be doing 5 minutes of feedback, talking about the play, things. Anyone have something first?
Thought it was really funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely have to
Thank you.
agree. It's very funny, and I know for some it might seem very extreme, but having a sibling, I know that I've definitely had conversations that are as dark, if not darker. So it's like it works for me. Having a sibling, it feels very relatable. The one thing, and it might be because you base this off of real people, so this might be part of the way that they speak to each other, but the way that they say sister a lot seemed a little excessive. It might be that that's the way that these real people talk, but there were a couple times where I was like, wow, they say sister to each other a lot. Is that
Okay,
is that the
yeah,
real person?
That's fair. Actually, yeah, they do. They call each other
Okay.
sister quite a lot.
That's very
Cute.
polite.
So maybe if
Not what I call
if
my
this were to be
sister.
cast, maybe if when this is cast, they can do it. They can say it in a specific way so that it's
Yeah.
cutesy.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Yeah, just have to play with it.
I mean,
I
you
like that
can
it's
be
super funny
very
at the top.
true.
Yeah, I like that it's super funny at the top, and then you can be dramatic later because you were so ridiculous earlier. Because I was thinking, how many things are they going to come up with in this box, in this garage? And then all of a sudden it's oh, the very sad thing is here now. So it kind of, you worked your way up to the drama.
I'm just
But
impressed at the amount of times you put the word pussy in here.
Correct. I'm with it.
But it felt
It was perfect.
it was perfect. I do have to say that it didn't feel like we were hit out of left field with the sad thing because you hinted at it at the very beginning. I think that if that wasn't there, it would be like, oh God, okay, this is really heavy and dark and dramatic. But having that intro, understanding where they're coming from, why they're even doing this, it did help so that later on when they do find the item they're looking for, it's like, okay, now we're going back into why this was
Yeah.
even being looked for in the first place. So I had to say that was great, because otherwise not having that would have been like, oh, this is so funny. Whoa, this is really dark.
Yeah, I had to make it clear that they were looking for something specific. Yeah.
Mhm.
As a person who has dementia that runs in my family, I don't have it yet, but I probably will. But I have had 2 relatives who've had really bad dementia. I think if you were looking to add more to this, it would be really interesting. The dynamic would be a lot stronger if the 2 sisters, because one left and there was one to take care of Dad. And that's kind of a situation that I had in my life where my mom, she has 4 other sisters and was left to take care of my grandma alone. And there was a lot of resentment towards my mom, from my mom to her sisters. So I think that could deepen the relationship and kind of the rift. So it would give an extra layer to the characters, because they're funny with each other and they love each other, but there's like this hint of like sadness that one sister had to do it alone while the other sister was sort of free to live the rest of her life. I mean,
Yeah.
when I don't know if you have experience with someone who has Alzheimer's, but it's a big job to like take care of them, even if they are in like a home.
Mhm.
It's still a big deal to like deal with when there are problems at the home, or visiting them to make sure that they still remember you. And like it's very taxing.
And if he died during the pandemic, this would have been like a really big stress on Marie, because of the restrictions, depending on like where they're living, because of the restrictions of COVID and nursing homes and stuff like that, or hospitals and stuff like that. That would be like a really big strain too. So I like that idea of.
I just think it would create another layer for your characters.
Yeah.
If you had a little bit more of a seriousness between Greta and Marie, it would just make their relationship a little deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Like it could have something to do with maybe the pandemic, which is why she didn't put him in a home, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my cousin took care of her mom because the homes wouldn't take her. She was too wild. She like, I'm not kidding. She broke out of the place she was staying. She literally broke the window to get out in the middle of the night.
Oh, no.
My grandma did the same thing. She went out in the middle of the night and then knocked on the front door a couple hours later and was like, "Hey, we're back from shopping. It's 3 a.m. So, but yeah, my cousin took care of my aunt because that's the best that we could do at the time. And that was an incredibly stressful situation for not just my cousin, but for my mom, because it was my mom's sister, and for us, because it's so hard to watch someone slowly just not be themselves anymore. So I appreciate the seriousness later when she sees the locket, because there are small things that I think about in that situation, that kind of situation where you like just see something that triggers a fun, like nice memory. So I think you could pull sort of that sadness through the rest of the show without making it too heavy. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Matt, I'm sorry, just a very small question. Because I wasn't like reading along because Sarah was reading stage directions, was there one point where she burned her sister with a cigarette? Was that?
Yeah, that's a bit rough. I was like,
Yeah.
A lot.
Maybe I could just have it
like,
where
that's
she tries.
abuse.
Yeah, I think that like
Yeah.
I would maybe change that, because I know if my sister burnt me with a cigarette, she'd be getting a punch in the face.
I'd push her down the stairs for sure.
A punch
Yeah,
in the
she
face
could-
and a blocked phone number is what's happening after that.
Maybe she comes close, but she like doesn't actually.
Like
Yeah.
tries to like, tries to get
I
really
heard
close
that,
to
and I was like, whoa.
I read that and I was like, yeah, do
I just
we?
feel like it just depends on the type of family you grew up in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Mhm.
Like that's pretty big. Look at this. Looks about as big as a cigar burn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty
Okay.
then. Thank you everyone for the notes. I hope that was helpful,
you.
Matt.
Yes, thank
Thank
you, everybody.
for bringing the play in. It was really great. So now we're going to be shifting over to the third play of this evening, which is PayDayus Ex Machina by Chuck Smith. We need 5 characters and stage direction. Chuck, is there anything that you want us to specifically look at or focus on during the reading?
First, it's non-box related, which will be a change in pace. I thought there'd be a joke to that. Oh, can you hear
Oh,
me?
it was because, yeah, no, it was because I think there were prompts where the boxes had to be used in some way, shape,
I
or
know.
form.
I apologize in advance. This is a little bit longer. It might run about 20 minutes. Normally when it's staged, it's a vending machine and it's hard to get different rows. So it's just 5 people sitting in chairs in a row. So it's fairly easy to stage.
Mhm. Awesome. Great. Thank you. So for the characters, I'm just trying to pull up the script. So for PayDayus Ex Machina, we need a baked potato chips. Someone want to be baked potato chips? Ellen will be baked potato chips. We need a Debbie, please.
I can do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we have Leslie playing Debbie. We need a Frito. Someone willing to read for Frito?
I want to be the Slim Jim.
You want to be the Slim Jim? Okay, that's fine.
I can-
So,
I want to be granola bar.
okay.
I can be Frito, Layla.
You have to be-
Sure. Okay, sounds good. And Emma, would you mind reading stage directions?
Sure. I just gotta find it because it's not pulling up.
Oh no, it should be in the files. Otherwise, it's in the email.
Has an accent.
We're gonna see how that goes, I guess.
Right, I got it.
Oh, baked, by the way, he's a baked potato chip, but it's, as it may say in the stage directions, he's basically stoned like.
Oh, I got it. don't you worry.
Okay.
You were like, no problem.
I got this. Also, can I read it?
Alrighty then. So we have Ellen reading for baked potato chips. Leslie is Debbie. Frito is Maddie. Granola bar is Sarah, and armadillos. No, yes. Granola bar is Sarah, and armadillo Slim Jim. I love these names. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. And stage directions is Emma.
Got it. All right. The curtain stays open. The house lights go down. Actors take their places in the 5 chairs, semi-darkness, so that the audience cannot see their costumes well. With the stage still in almost darkness, the audience hears 4 quarters put into a vending machine and fall individually. 2 buttons are pushed, beep, beep. The machine whirs. The audience hears an unseen character fall into the darkness and hit the bottom of the tray with a thunk, a reoccurring sound effect. I always liked when a cartoon character fell off a cliff and you heard him go, hoo-hoo-hee, as he fell. I'm guessing that's the goofy noise when he falls, with the sound fading as he fell further down the canyon. Perhaps there could be a recording of such sound before this initial thunk. Stage lights up.
One more gone. The big slip.
Just another early douse Monday morning in the vending machine in this plant break room.
Isn't anybody gonna say any last words about Cheese Doodle?
Don't look back.
And don't look down.
Well, I thought he was sweet.
He was cheesy. I don't mean that to be
Pejorative.
pejorative.
Pejorative. Is that a laxative?
Baked. Vocabulary isn't your strong suit.
I'm not book smart.
Not even comic book smart.
I'm new here. Where did the guy in A2 go?
He went to meet his consumer.
Don't you mean that he went to meet his maker?
We're on the wrong end of the distribution chain, lady.
Bummer. I'll miss him. He was a party guy. He had that certain, you know what I mean.
Never.
Woman Jezebel?
Whoa. Speak English. I'm already on a 7-second delay.
What's his problem?
He's baked through and through.
Hey man, maybe I do hide from reality, but this reality is a real drag. It's like living on death row here, man. We could use some lifesavers around here. There are no appeals, and the only governor is appetite.
Debbie, won't you say a few words about the departed cheese doodle?
Yes, dear, it's only decent. Ashes to acid, ashes, cheese dust to cheese dust.
Which is dust, cheese dust in the wind, man.
Is A2 coming back?
Only as a burp.
It's not the destination, but the journey.
The journey through the, oh God, alimentary canal. It's more the digestion than the destination.
You're scaring me. They eat us? My training didn't cover that.
Forget your training. It's all gut feelings.
I don't even know why a granola bar would be here anyway.
I'm a missionary.
A granola bar is no more of a snack than a rice cake.
Lady, we're all just snack foods around here.
I consider myself more of a comfort food.
Don't be afraid to use the forbidden 4-letter words.
What words?
Junk food. I've gotten used to it. Sure, I'm an old timer and I've spent a lot of time on the third shelf, but it didn't used to be that way. I'll admit that potato chips came first, but for a long time, it was just baked potato chips, forefathers, and I. We had a monopoly on snacks.
You had a monotony on snacks? Where were the healthy snacks?
Baked chips were just a gleam in Spud's eye then, but then came genetic engineering and barbecue, Cool Ranch, and Doritos.
Don't mention Doritos to me.
He's very touchy about Doritos. I'm the same way about eclairs. Don't get me started on petite fours.
Frito, you're lucky another company doesn't stock this machine or Doritos will be kicking your corny ass.
So, you certainly wouldn't be vying with Doritos for top shelf space.
Doritos are in the top 5 snack foods, which of course also includes me.
That's comparing apples to apples and oranges.
Ooh, both good sources of nourishment for growing bodies.
I contribute to growing bodies. I mean, of course, it's out and not up. Cakes always win the vending popularity polls, though.
American idolatry.
Heavy man.
We're experts on heavy men.
Let's introduce ourselves to Granola Bar. I'm Beth the Snack Cake, A1, and the most popular confectionery snack in America. I'm first in the vending machine and first in the hearts and blocked arteries of the country. If you don't get chosen, you don't get restocked. I'm an A1 for a reason. Because of me, people eat left to right around here. Of course, the dearly departed Cookie used to be an A2. Actually, he was a biscuit finger.
I'm sorry. Biscuit finger, he's the man. A man with the caramel touch, a spider's touch, such a cold finger. Begins you enter his taste of sin, but don't bite in.
Do you have to do that every time I mention Cookie?
I don't have to, but I like to.
Baked, you're next. Introduce yourself.
I'm baked potato chip B1. I have 80% less fat.
80% less brain cells.
Hey man, that's not cool. That's just like, hey man, that's just your opinion.
Opinions are like content labels. Everybody's got one. Go on, Baked.
Hey, thanks man. I come from a long assembly line of chips. My family was the first to wear the bag. I've been in the bag for as long as I can remember.
Although they were a little light on the preservatives.
Hey man, was that a crunch?
Do you have to say hey man so much?
Hey man, what's your problem?
You say hey man too much.
Hey man. Whoa. I totally got it now.
Yeah, take it easy on the woes too.
Those words are almost half my vocabulary.
Hey, we've got to live together in this hot, fetid, and airless environment. I'm den mother here. I've seen them come and seen them go. Heck, my ancestors have seen them melt, M&Ms in particular, and don't forget the great loss of power of '09.
This is the Dallas rendering plant that's closing soon. The dollar slot in this machine hasn't been fixed in months. All the soft drinks in the soda machine are gone except for Fanta. Why do you think they haven't restocked us?
I'm sure it's just an oversight. I get forgetful myself. My memory is a little crumbly.
And you seem to have sifted more to the bottom of your bag.
I'm full figured.
It looks like you're just 3 mini cakes in a 2 mini cake bag. I said,
Man, that's
"Face it, kid. Cakes are good at batter, but you're not good at banter. As the all-day suckers say, you've got to know when you've licked. Tell me, Debbie, are those chocolate chips or liver spots?"
Sir, you go too far.
Another waste of shelf heard from.
At least he's a gentleman.
What are you gonna do about it, you carb-coated sugar rush?
Carob. Frito, you use the C word.
I like snack smack talk, Debbie. You're just a BATCH betch.
He used the B word.
And Debbie, you still dress like a little girl and you're closing in on 50 years old.
it's less than snack years.
I am as my baker made me. I've always depended on the hunger of strangers. However, I prefer to be addressed as a confectionery rather than as a snack.
Don't go all gooey on me.
Je connais son goût.
How do you know French?
My cousin, once removed, was a French pastry. Oh, actually, she was a Pop-Tart with French pretensions.
You mean French preservations, like Hershey
Perversions.
perversions. I can't read. Like Hershey French kisses.
Pig.
You're confusing me with your pork rinds. You're confusing me with pork rinds.
Her last name is Cakes.
You are on a 7-second delay.
Bait, it's not that funny.
Most things are funny to me, but it could be due to lack of oxygen in my bag.
I'm Frito, C1. I'm the oldest corn snack. I'm in a class of my own. From small towns and family barbecues to parties in the big city, I'm a classic snack and a true icon. Sorry, I'm contractually obligated to say that.
Hey man, why are you still dressed as the Frito Bandito? That's like culturally insensitive, man.
It was a different time. I'm back stock. They stopped making this bag in the late 60s.
It's not cool, man.
You should talk. Which one of us is the biggest stereotype?
Whoa. You may have a point, man.
I'm Granola Bar, E2, and I'm new to this.
Hey man, didn't the hog farm serve your granola relatives at food stock? 3 days of music. Those bands were legendary. Vanilla Fudge, Eminem, Creamsicle.
3 days of snacks, drakes, and rock and roll ups.
Hey, give me an F.
Not the Swedish fish cheer again.
Humor the boy.
Give me an F.
Uh,
Give me a U.
You.
You.
Give me a D.
D.
Give me a G.
G.
Give me an E.
E.
What's that spell?
Fudge.
Fudge.
What does that spell?
Fudge.
Whoopee, we're all gonna die.
Is he always like this?
Worse.
It's claustrophobic in here. It's like solitary confinement.
Until the trap door opens. Then watch out for the first step. It's a Lulu.
We don't own these candy condos, we only rent.
There's a certain lack of amenities.
Did Alcatraz have amenities? All it has was cells and sharks.
What do you want? Cathedral ceilings?
Granola, you're in the wrong business.
I didn't sign up for this.
I did. Somewhere in America, a Debbie is being chosen, and another Debbie has stepped up right behind her fallen comrade to take her place. West Point has its long gray line, and I'm part of a long, gooey line. This is what I do. I'm a kamikaze confection.
Granola, you're not the star here. You're just in the candy chorus line. Take a good look at me, as I won't be here for long. Not like the guy in E5 who's been here forever. He's the regional brand guy in the granola ghetto.
It's true. Nobody wants me.
From what I can see reflected in the microwave's window, you're a Slim Jim. It looks like your wrapper reads Amarillo Slim Jim. Like Amarillo Slim, the poker player?
Look closer.
Okay. It's not Amarillo Slim, it's Armadillo Slim Jim. I'm jerky made of armadillo meat.
The placental mammal with the armored shell?
Yes.
The only surviving family in the order of Crigulata?
Yes.
Your family migrated to North America from South America during the Pleistocene era?
It must have been a really long trip for slowpokes like your kind.
He's part of the suborder of anteaters and sloths.
I get it. My family is from the other side of the tracks.
Everybody, how did the armadillo cross the road?
He didn't.
He was hit by
an
an
18-wheeler.
Wheeler.
Very funny.
I don't get it.
Armadillos are slow, have extremely poor eyesight, and often become roadkill when trying to cross Texas highways.
Take it easy on him. Not everybody can be the Cadillac of consumables.
I'm the Ford.
Flossed or regurgitated daily.
Bite me.
No one will. That's why you're on the third shelf.
I'm told that I have an aged woody taste.
That's because the diet of armadillos is largely termites.
You're not helping. Real beef jerky is made from the foreheads of cows. I'm lowbrow, but not that lowbrow. They thought armadillo meat could be a good substitute of beef jerky for beef jerky.
I'm told that both cows and armadillos are easy to tip over when they're asleep.
Where do you get your hilarious information?
I used to live next to a ho-ho. But armadillos must be really easy to catch.
I'll have you know that in my day, I was very light on my feet. Claws. I was also quite the good dancer outside Texas honky tonks.
Very good at salsa dancing.
Please don't say that you're good at dipping.
Beef jerky people talk about the pleasant, fleshy snap when you bite into a piece. Who would think that a fleshy snap would be a positive?
How do they catch armadillos?
Pretty easily. We're very naive. Armadillos have no natural enemies.
Our natural enemies are dentists. Fight the power. Fight the power, man. Death to the military dental complex.
The only general you know is General Mills.
Slim, how long have you been back in that corner?
Well, let's just say that I have a tenure in this machine. Also, I'm durable and I last.
So does an old saddle, and it probably tastes better than you. The bottom shelves are where unpopular foods go to diet. Out of sight, out of mouth. You probably taste like an old belt marinated in mucus. The vendors know their business. You don't put Baby Ruth in a corner.
A dirty dancing reference. Maybe you're not such a humorless colon stopper after all.
Rose, I'm standing right here. I'm a good girl.
Don't be so coy, act your age.
Leave the girl alone.
I've seen her rapper in the backseat of cars.
We've all had our temptations. Actually, we are all temptations. When I was young, I was rather Zaftig, if I do say so myself.
Now you're Zoloftig.
Who wouldn't get depressed in a place like this?
We've gotten off the subject. Frito, be straight with me.
Straight as a Frito can be.
Is there no hope?
Change is coming.
Easy, Nostradamus.
I'm old. I hate change.
The jingle of change.
No, real change, like quarters in a pocket. We've got a customer.
He's putting in the quarters.
4 quarters drop.
He's pushing our buttons.
Beep.
E.
E.
All right.
Beep.
2.
Two.
E2
It's
is
granola.
Granola. It should have been me.
I'm not going without a fight.
Destiny calls.
I'll let it go to voicemail.
That's right. Give Destiny the biscuit finger.
Watch out! He's going to shake the machine.
All the actors shake violently side to side, but nothing happens and Granola does not fall. The shaking stops.
Whoa. That was gnarly. It's like being inside a popcorn popper.
Here we go again.
Everyone shakes, but Granola, holding on with one hand, turns sideways and kicks at the base of Debbie's cubicle, which is the side of his. Debbie loses her grip as the bottom opens.
Die, Cupcake, die.
The shaking stops. Whir. Debbie twirls around slowly twice. She bends her knees during this as she begins her descent. The stage direction will be the same for all future exits and won't be repeated.
Turn, turn, turn. There is a time for all seasonings.
Any last words?
I'm a confectionery, not a snack.
Thunk. Debbie rises and exits.
Oh, sorry.
Now, Dallas will do Debbie.
Granola. It wasn't her time to go.
You're starting to get the picture, lady. It's a reality show where we get voted off one by one.
Whoa. It's the real Hunger Games.
It's like Candyland merged with Chutes and Ladders, except there are no ladders, only chutes.
It's consumerism at its worst because we're like the only ones being consumed. Not only do I have the munchies, I am one of the munchies.
Get me out of here.
The last thing I remember, I was running for the door and I had to find my passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the Nightman. We are programmed to receive. You can check in anytime that you like, but you can never leave. Yeah, I should have sang that. God damn it.
There must be another way out.
We're just prisoners here of our own device.
You should have used that lyric too.
If we sample a song for more than 30 seconds, we have to pay royalties. We're afraid of legal eagles, or rather, eagles legals.
Could you have sung something upbeat like I Want Candy?
I want candy. There we go with choreography, blah, blah, blah. I want candy.
Stop, 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 stop.
Do you like the Strange Loves version better?
No, stop. This isn't a request line.
I wish they would have turned off the music in the break room.
Granola bar. Can't you see that it's a losing game? We've got the numbers, but they've got the guns. Gums.
It's like Russian roulette. Spin the chamber all you want, but it's the mouth, not the revolver, that gets you. We've all got to go sometime.
Your expiration date is probably the burning out of the sun. Cigarette packs have a milder warning than you.
I get it. I'm not the impulsive buy. I'm the repulsive buy.
Chicks dig me, but the only date you'll ever get is with Imodium.
People will pick me next. I know it. I'm healthy. I am a prophet without honor in my own time.
I can predict your future, and it isn't pretty. You and Slim will get to know each other really well when we're all gone, down to the Rolo rabbit hole.
People don't know what's good for them.
Now you're catching on.
All they know is what's good tasting. Why do you think they put candy bars at eye level?
Is there no hope for me? No guardian angel food cake? I won't go toward a bright light?
Not for several days. It takes a while to pass on.
No reincarnation, not even as a lower form of life.
Not even as a gummy worm.
I've been here longer than all of you. Tastes will change. You're just the flavors of the moment. Do you ever wonder what Milk Dud is doing right now?
Pulling out fillings and caps?
I think he had a side deal with the Tooth Fairy. He went, but he took a few fillings and caps with him.
You're missing my point. Twinkies were once big sellers. So were atomic fireballs, Turkish taffy, and jawbreakers.
No wonder dental hygienists hate us.
Who remembers the 100 grand bar anymore?
Right. Who's gonna spend 100 grand on a candy bar?
Oh, poor boy. You're a few chips shy of a full bag.
Focus, customer, 12 o'clock.
It's only 7 o'clock. How can you see 5 hours into the future?
I never thought I would say this, but I hope baked goes before me.
This customer looks like a runner who eats healthy.
It's a far, far better thunk that I do than I have ever done.
Don't flatter yourself.
4 quarters drop. Beep.
See?
He's calling my number.
Beep.
C1.
C1.
It's Frito.
At least now I can drop the offensive accent.
Adios.
We're thunk. Frito exits.
It's karma.
More often, it's caramel.
No, man, it's karma. What goes around drops down.
Remember, O. Henry.
He had his own exclamation point in the snack world. That's like jazz hands. He is too full of himself.
That's a tautology.
You assume a vocabulary that I do not possess.
I remember when Sugar Daddy shacked up with Bit O Honey. She had a little too much sugar for her own good.
Another candy bar with her own punctuation.
You don't have the brains of sunflower seeds.
At least they're healthy.
Look, his buddy's coming over.
His teeth look like a picket fence. He looks more like a spaghetti eater to me.
4 coins drop. Beep.
B.
Not again. The savory art count for nothing.
Beep.
B1.
B1.
It's baked.
Baked.
Don't you worry your little carbohydrates about me. Another one bites the crust.
Word.
I tried to live a good life. I tried to live a good shelf life. The food will abide.
Thunk. Baked exits.
Heads up, woman customer.
Oh, she has that lean and hungry look.
She doesn't know what to pick. She has that come dither look we know all too well. Pick me! Pick me!
Don't pick me.
She didn't even give me a glance. People seem to have lost their taste for armadillo.
You'd think that your deceptive labeling might help.
Sadly, no.
Any women in your profession?
Being jerky isn't man's game.
Ugh, I
Is a
couldn't
man's
agree
game.
more. Look, out comes her change purse. Canadian coins. Please, Canadian coins.
How is she going to have Canadian coins in Texas?
Stranger things have happened. Just look at you.
Stop riding me.
If it looks and tastes like a saddle, it probably is.
4 coins drop.
3 coins in a fountain means good luck. 4 coins in a slot means you're out of luck. Oh, the machine wouldn't take 1 coin.
Canadian coin! I told you, I'm saved. She got a refund and is going away.
You are saved for now.
It's almost over. I should have treated the others better. They were just different than me. For those about to break a diet, I salute you. Armadillo Slim, it's just you or me now. No disrespect, but I think I'll be next. Can't you give me some kind of reassurance of an afterlife?
Nobody has ever come back to tell the tale. That's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. One gal was restocked, but she was soon gone again.
What did she say about the hereafter?
She was in shock and couldn't speak. She was Candy Hearts, but the only heart of hers that I could read said, "The horror! The horror!"
Candy hearts are usually much more positive.
I don't trust what seasonals say anyway. They get so depressed, even the peeps.
When I go, will I have an out-of-body experience?
More of an in-body experience.
4 coins drop.
No!
Be strong.
Beep,
E,
beep.
E2. That's me. Maybe we will see each other again.
We all owe a death, but we meet different ends.
We're
It's been a pleasure.
Adios.
thunk. Granola bar exits. All the lights go out, but for a spotlight on Armadillo Slim.
Oh no.
I didn't tell them that I've been discontinued. My company even tried to repurpose me as a dog chew toy, and I still didn't sell. With all with all my preservatives, I'll probably live forever. But this isn't living. I've got to be proactive. Hey, over here, cowboy. Yes, you. You look like a man of low taste. Down here, buddy. E5. Good things come in small, hermetically sealed packages. That's right. Take out those quarters. Wait, those aren't quarters. Those are dimes. Do dimes even work? We'll find out.
9 dimes drop. The man shakes the machine, and Armadillo Slim shakes back and forth.
One more dime, dummy. Drop a dime on me.
The last dime drops.
That took forever.
Beep.
He hit E. No real suspense there. It's anticlimactic, really. E5, E5, he hit E5.
He dances a rather confined cowboy jig where he bruises an elbow painfully on the container, but still lives in the moment.
Somebody wants me. Somebody wants me. I'm ready to go. I've been ready for years.
We're on his second turn around as he faces the audience.
No man stands so tall as when he stoops for a helping of jerky.
All the lights go out. Thunk. Stage the lights out. Audience lights up. The end.
Oh dear.
It was so much fun.
That was really fun. That was really
Hey.
fun. So many puns. Great lover of puns.
Yes, this is just my humor.
There were so many great moments. A lot of the lines are fun. It feels like a play where, like, once you get used to the play on words and the delivery of how it needs to be said, it'll go a lot faster and it'll snap. I think since for many of us were reading it for the first time, it's just figuring out how fast do we go. I love Debbie. I think she's my favorite of the snack food. She's just like, oh yes, just like being
Not
really
a snack.
not a snack.
It's a confection.
I make it back. It was really funny. Also, I as being someone who actually speaks French, hearing everyone speak French was so funny to me. It was great.
I was enjoying it as well.
Good effort.
I was like, that is wrong, but okay.
But we can't all speak French.
It's okay. Any notes, everyone? We're going into it. I just want to make sure that we give enough time to go over the notes. Very, very funny. I know you had said before this started that you have a version that is 10 minutes. This is the slightly longer version. So with that in mind, like, there is an alternate version that is a little bit shorter. So it's not really the length that we're looking at. Is more like, is there certain structure or anything that someone may have felt a little clunky or whatever.
I will say that this would be good as a 10-minute play, as it is with this version right now. It feels too long. Like I feel like what's about to happen, like, and why is it happening? There would need to be something else going on for it to be as long as it is right now, I think. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing over and over again, which is very funny, but also you don't want people to check out. We
Mm.
obviously weren't checking out because we were having such fun reading all the lines, but yeah, I think it would work perfectly as like a 10-minute play.
Mhm.
The
See, I
10 minutes,
didn't feel
like,
like it was too long. I felt like the puns were just.
I agree with Ellen. I think that this would be a really great 10-minute play because for me, it just runs a little bit long. But I do have a question. It goes up very back and forth between like, we want to be in the vending machine and we don't want to be in the vending machine. And that's just something that I noticed for me. I don't know if this is something that like you're going to be sending out to like festivals or contests or anything like that. But it does go back and forth quite a bit. So I wish it was a little bit clearer, like which candies want to be or which snacks want to be in the vending machine and which ones don't. Even if they aren't all the same, I think that there just needs to be like clearer lines between like who wants to be where. But overall, I really enjoyed like all of the play on words were like really, really funny and good. I think that if it was like not over Zoom, it would be like very fast paced and really interesting, but I would like to see it at 10 minutes. I think that it just runs a tiny bit long for me, myself, but if there's already a 10-minute version, then like amazing. Perfect.
Yeah.
Book
Yeah,
it.
I can
Send it
see
out.
how the shorter version works really well, being very fast, and it really picks up once they start disappearing. When you see all the characters starting to like leave the stage, you're like, that's when the tension really builds for me, and it makes the jokes almost hit better because you know that they're about to die. So they're like, you know what, might as well be funny when we're about to die. So yeah, I think honestly, I would love to read your shorter version because I love this version, but I also want to see how that tension builds in a shorter amount of time. What's up, Sarah?
I actually think this could adapt really well to Zoom because of the way you can turn off your camera.
With the boxes too.
I
That's
think
true.
that this would be so easy to adapt. It's well written and would be so easy to adapt to a Zoom play that you should definitely send it out to different theater groups to do a Zoom play for like right now because there's no theaters open.
You would
Right, because how else are you going to get people to disappear? So yeah.
You would need to make sure that the connection is good because the pacing is so important. So
Yeah,
it's a double-edged thing on that.
yeah, but it is a really interesting idea to do it in a Zoom format. The idea of them all being in these boxes, but I think what's so funny with the way it was written and the characters, like at one point, the way Debbie goes is because she gets kicked out by Granola. So that physical act of literally kicking her out of the machine, I think is so fun. Yeah, it's really funny. It really works well. But yeah, I definitely agree with Maddie establishing which characters want to stay and which ones don't.
That part I thought was clear though. Granola was the only one that didn't want to go.
I definitely got that Granola was like absolutely not, but there were some times where like they would make jokes about it, so it wasn't always clear like which characters were like, I absolutely want to get eaten, except for Armadillo. Armadillo was like 100% like, eat me, please. Like, I've been in here for so long, just eat me. Or I think there were like one or two of the other ones where it was like, it was kind of in between, like they could have gone either way until they like actually got eaten. But it was still really funny. I don't know if anyone was watching my camera, but I was losing my shit a couple times.
Well, apparently I was up here half the time, so I'm sorry. Just because I have to read it for like, I don't know. But maybe something that would help clear up like who wants to leave, who doesn't would be less characters. That would help me. I mean, I like all the characters, but that would maybe help delineate like who wants to leave, who doesn't want to leave. Might make it clearer. I don't know. Just a thought.
The 10-minute version is just Slim and Granola.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like that. That might be back and forth.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna add really quick, if it's okay. I don't know exactly which page it was, but because I was like this Debbie. I'm just kidding. But I think it starts out so funny, like the first 5 pages, like we were laughing so much that if you keep the 20-minute, it's just there's like a dip. I don't know exactly what page it was, but it's like there was a dip and a backup, I think, when the character started getting kicked out. I don't know why that happened, and maybe it was just with our dynamic, but maybe, yeah, like what Ellen said, one more plot point or something. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the advice. I hope that was really helpful. We'll be moving on to the next play, which is The Trees Have Scars Too, which is actually Leslie's play.
Thank
Do
you very much.
have-
I'm going to have to get off, but
No,
thank
it's
you.
totally fine. No
Thanks,
worries.
Chuck.
You did a very good job, Ollie. And granola bar, I like people laughing too.
Listen,
She's got a nice big laugh that generally you have
I'm
a
a
Zoom
great
or something
audience
and
member.
nobody laughs. But
Thank you so much for joining us, Chuck. We'll see you another time.
okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Chuck. It was nice to meet you.
All right.
Okay, alrighty then. So we'll be doing The Trees Have Scars 2, which is where did it go?
Leslie.
There it is. Okay, so The Trees Have Scars 2 is Leslie's. We have 4 characters total. There's Miles, Brett, Clem, and Carrie. We need a Miles. Matt, would you be willing to
yeah,
read?
yeah. Secretly
I
there.
was just reading the description.
I was like, okay.
Okay, yes, I'll do it. Someone want to read for Brett? I have a tradition of reading men's roles. I'll play Brett. Clem, do we have a Clem, a newly pregnant therapist? Okay.
I just see her going, me, please.
Well, I'm just like, what is that name? Can I please be whatever that name is? Like,
Can I please be Carrie, if
Sure.
nobody cares?
Okay, sure. So Ellen, you'll do Clem, and Carrie will be Sarah. And we need someone to read stage directions, please. And before we start reading, Leslie, is there anything that you want us to focus on during the reading? Anything that you specifically want to change or look at?
Yeah, this is gonna come off like wrong, I think, but I usually write these in like right after I get the prompt. So it's pretty rough. So I'm open to like any feedback that a rough draft would entail. And also male characters. I have like I want to write them, but it's really hard for me. So if you have any feedback about, I feel like I make them all the same.
yeah. Okay.
Alrighty then. No worries. And do we have someone for stage directions who'd be willing to jump in and read them?
Poor mom. She's no longer.
I got it.
You got it? Okay. I was
Yeah.
going to read stage directions. Okay. So we are going to get started whenever you're ready.
Cool. We open on a train station. We hear a train sound at first, then it goes away. 2 men are waiting. One is wearing a tweed coat or a fancy coat and looking at his phone. The other is pacing and running his hands through his hair. There are 3 benches.
I don't want to get on that train.
I can't wait to get on that train.
On one bench is a purple sweater. They both look at it. Miles hesitantly picks it up and offers it to Brett.
Is this yours? It's nice.
Nah, not mine. I wish though. It is nice.
Miles finally sits down, holding the fabric.
I wonder what happened to this person.
He
What
puts
do
down
you-
his phone.
What do you mean it's a shirt?
I mean, it's really nice. Look at the label. It's high end, and someone left it here, meaning that they had a reason to.
Or they just weren't paying attention.
That's more for a cup of coffee or an umbrella, don't you think?
Fair enough. I would miss it immediately and probably run back. Unless, of course, I...
Couldn't.
Exactly.
Silence passes, and Brett cups his hand and blows on them. All of a sudden, another woman enters the stage. She is young, fresh-faced, and hair pulled up with loose curls. She looks at both of them and then sits down.
Nice sweater.
Not mine, but thanks.
You guys on the next train?
I have a favor for both of you.
I'm in.
You haven't heard it yet. I'm a stranger. I just walked in.
I love helping people.
I'm in too. Waiting is boring.
Okay, awesome. I am so nervous I could puke, and I'm pregnant, so I could puke. The struggle is real. I've puked so many times that I'm just moistified all the time.
I feel like I know what that means now, even though I didn't really know what that means.
She means she has to puke all the time, dude.
Don't mention the P word.
Penis?
No. Oh, sorry.
No. No, we were talking. Oh, is this supposed to be Miles's line?
Yeah, good question, Leslie. What do we?
Yeah, whoops. Yeah, yep.
It's okay. No
Oh,
worries.
no. We were talking about
Puking. I think that's still yours.
Yeah.
me. I can't. The minute I think about that word, I shiver. I think about the time when I was in first grade and I really needed to use the restroom, and Chuck.
Ew. Is that word nicer?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I sorry.
No, it's
It's okay.
okay. You know what I mean. Anyways, I tried to raise my hand, but my teacher was so fascinated by a kid's drawing of a giraffe or some shit. I mean, we were 5. Drawing a giraffe is pretty great, and I puked all over her Mary Jane shoes.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Amelia. I still remember her name. She called me Pukey Butt the rest of the year.
Okay, now that's good for a 5-year-old. Pukey butt.
All of a sudden, a toy car runs onto the stage and comes to a stop. A 6-year-old girl runs on stage and smiles at them. Clem grimaces for some reason.
Hi, you all.
Bends down and gets her toy for her.
I think
Am
we're
I Brett
just
now?
Yeah, I think you're just Brett and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Miles. It's okay.
It's okay. Be careful, you. Train tracks are scary.
I know. My sister made it go over here, and my mom is on the phone with,
They all look at each other.
the dad, aka my dad. My mom calls him dad in a really squeaky voice. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Classic.
So adorable.
Agreed. When's the next train?
I suck. Sorry. You two don't really know me. It's just I'm pregnant, and when I look at kids, I want to puke.
We talked about that word.
Laughing at Brett, then he turns to Clem.
I bet every parent is afraid. Doesn't know how their genes and footprints and hearts are going to function in the world.
You're not a parent?
Nope. Not easy sometimes to become one, you know.
Hear ya.
I didn't even know toy cars were in style. What if I date a guy and then start talking about him in weird tones like her mom does? Like, what if?
Sits
Hey.
down next to her.
Hey, it's okay.
I gotta get up. I gotta do something. Never mind. Dizzy.
What if we talk politics?
Oh God, do strangers these days always have to go there?
I agree. Politics are terrible.
What do you mean? I meant OG politics, such as I stand by the fact that Grover Cleveland was just not a nice dude.
Was just a nice dude.
Oh, was just a nice dude. No, he wasn't a nice dude, actually.
Thank you.
Why don't I go get us some coffee or tea?
Really? Yeah, that would be nice. Tea.
Surprise me.
Okay, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Miles exits.
There's nowhere to go when the echoes leave. He's just getting his coffee and tea because he hates feelings. I should know. I'm a therapist.
Really? I thought he was just being nice.
He was doing that too. It's both. Have you ever felt that way? Where you feel helpless, so you think of anything that could make the moment better, even if it doesn't take away the riptide, the echo, the remainder.
I gotcha. You know, you two aren't going. You two aren't going on the train for good reasons, I'm guessing.
How do you know?
I'm not a therapist, but you did cry twice now.
True. I also know you think this guy is cute.
Miles?
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah. We've been waiting for a while. Where are you going?
Avoiding the conversation?
Okay, yeah. But he's too fancy, too put together. He reads like he's engaged to a woman.
How can you see that?
You're a therapist. If you can see feelings, you must know that we can also see how people love.
I never thought about it that way.
Well, I'm glad I met you two today. I was so excited to get on this train, and now it all feels silly.
Why are you excited to get on the train?
Why aren't you?
Please go first. Give me a minute to breathe.
I'm going to confront my abusive mother.
Ooh, the therapist in me is saying yes, yes, yes.
That's so. It happened years ago. I was 10 or so. So it seems silly to go back. I ran for the hills and the valleys and the mountains and never looked back.
Did you know that a tree mends itself? It always has scar tissue. It makes sense that humans do. Our skin is only around for 100 years or less, but trees can live for thousands of years. And yet, if you were to look inside, you could still see the scar tissue from where they were young saplings.
Does that sappy story work on all your patients?
Does your charm get you out of talking honestly?
Touche. Yeah, but I'm excited. I have a letter in my pocket and I just know what to say. I won't even have to yell. For a long time, I wanted to yell, or I felt like I'd still have to run, like I did when I was 10. Now I could just, walk up to her and speak human to human. Tell her that none of this scar tissue was supposed to be there in the first place.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow, I have some patients who would be inspired by you right now if they could hear you.
You think about your patients outside of work? I always assumed when the job is off, the job is off.
Of course I do. What do you mean?
Hey, I probably misspoke. I just know I'm a fitness trainer, and when I'm off the clock, I just need to decompress.
You mean decompress by doing bench presses?
Puns, the puns. You know what I mean. My mind goes blank for 48 hours. Sometimes I can't even leave my apartment. I just have to escape in TV, books, sex, whatever it is.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm sorry. It's just I carry my patient with me a lot.
She holds out a phone and presses speakerphone.
Normally, this is confidential, but don't tell.
Okay.
Just then, Miles walks onto the edge of the stage. He sees them deep in discussion while he's holding two hot beverages. He listens to the voicemail too. She presses play on a young woman's voice. Too young. Comes on as if a radio is being played. I'll just
Did
do
we
it.
cast? Okay.
I'll do it. Hi, Dr. Clem. I wanted to read you some poetry. I know that's weird, Am I the weirdest of your patients? Oh, yeah, I'm on a bridge. The place with all the dandelions, the place I promised you I would never succumb to, but I need to. Please forgive me, Dr. Clem. Is it sad that you're the only one I need to go? Is it sad that you're the only one I need to go before I say goodbye? Anyways, I brought this short poem with me to read. This is love. To fly toward a secret sky, to cause 100 veils to fall at each other. First to let go of life, finally to take a step without feet. That's Rumi, Dr. Clem. I wish I could say something better, but I know you understand. Goodbye, Dr. Clem. Clem puts her phone away.
I'm headed to my patient's funeral. She was shipped back to Boston with her family. Shipped. Like a lost suitcase or something.
Miles walks close to the two of them and hands Clem the beverage.
Thank you. So, yeah, we care. We care about where they end up and the places they see themselves. We try to tell them we see something better, brighter, somewhere else.
I am so sorry, Clem.
She fell. It happens sometimes. I never thought I'd go to a client's funeral, though. I never thought about that part of the job when I started.
We never do.
He sips the drink from Miles.
Blueberry!
Don't ruin the moment, man.
Jeez. Oh, the moment is here and gone at the same time, you know? We're all just waiting for the train to whistle us home.
I got you blueberry because, well, I just wanted to see your face. I knew it would make me and Clem laugh.
Blueberry flavored coffee of all the things.
I have blueberry tea.
Makes a lot more sense.
So we all confess what we're doing here, talking to strangers and on the train, headed to the Atlantic Ocean. Where are you?
I can't hold it in anymore. I can't get on the train.
Whoa. We didn't mean to upset you. Sit down. It's okay.
No, I mean, that's not why I bought you the dang blueberry tea.
Coffee. Very big taste difference.
I bought it because you made me think of the purple sweater. The one that is lost. That should have been worn 100 more times and now just sits here waiting to feel... Okay, I sound messed up, but I was supposed to get on that train and propose to a woman that my parents wanted me to marry, to keep up our family image and our vineyard business and...
Blueberry makes more sense now.
And I can't do it. Listening to you two, confronting your mom or something like that. I was listening, sorry. And then Clem, with you going to a funeral of someone who felt they couldn't be who they were. How can I get on that train now?
You can't.
I can't.
Then go.
Excuse me?
Go.
He hands
Go.
the sweater to Miles.
Go do something noble that makes more sense. Go to Lost and Found or scream in the lobby if anyone lost this sweater. Give it to someone homeless. I know you'll do the right thing. You gave two strangers in the cold some coffee when we were having a bad day and enjoying today. And enjoy today. The train hasn't left yet. You know?
But...
Ripping off the cardboard cozy around the coffee cup and taking out a Sharpie.
You carry a Sharpie? Okay, if I had known that, I may have known you were gay.
Sharpies make me gay.
No, they really don't, but for some reason with you, it would make sense. It would make me see you more clearly. Some men don't carry Sharpies. In fact, I've never met anyone who does.
Brett finishes writing his number on the cardboard. He stands up and gives it to Miles.
My number, should you want to reach out. We can try raspberry coffee or something else as mutually disgusting sounding.
He takes it, smiling, and kisses his hand.
Be well.
So cute.
She shouldn't have called you if you hadn't been the last positive memory she had. This, I know. Suicide runs in my family.
Thank you for saying that.
Of course.
Exit. We hear a train sound that is really loud. Clem grabs his hand.
I always prefer Taft, Boston's a long time. Politics. We can talk a long time about something like that.
Taft?
He starts rambling with genuine exploration about better presidents.
There was Teddy and his love of being a cowboy. And what about the first black female vice president and all the...
Lights go down as Fred keeps talking about long lost presidents, making Clem laugh as the train sound gets louder and louder. Lights go down. End of play.
Oh,
It's very good.
This is a poem.
It was so cute.
Loved
As always,
it.
Leslie, it's a poem. Good job.
Yeah, I could see what you meant earlier when you were saying you were having a hard time with the guys because you literally flipped their names.
Yep.
So that was just something where I think for both of us we had moments where we're like, wait, am I supposed to be afraid of the train, or I'm okay with the train? Where am I going? So I think that's something, clearing up the names will actually help also discern them. But once we knew who the characters were, it's pretty clear that they're two separate people, but I think there's a little bit more that can be done to give them a little bit more personality or more differences. I think that I got a little bit of the idea that my character was supposed to be a little bit more bro-y, a little bit more like a dude. And I could tell that it was different from Matt's character, but I think there are little things that could also be added where it's like, okay, there clearly is two very different characters. But I think it's the same as if you were approaching a female character, just giving them more life and detail and an idea of who they are so that we can see them more clearly. Regardless of gender, they're real people, or they're real people in the story. So they should be able to breathe and you should be able to see them. But I love the little girl.
Me too. I like that she was randomly there. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Classic little girl behavior.
Just as like the toy car prompt or whatever it was that week.
Yeah, that's really funny because Leslie, you usually have a full idea, and then you're like, oh crap, the prop, and then you send us another version that has it in there. Makes me laugh every time. Oh man. But I like the presidents. You said this weird thing to introduce it and then brought it back around with Taft, which I loved. It felt a little awkward at the beginning with the Grover Cleveland line. It kind of came out of left field. So maybe work that in a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, if it works better, I love the little girl, but it did feel long, I think maybe just because it was really conversational again. That's usually my comment, I guess.
I think that maybe what I would have liked to see, and this is a note that I've gotten from I think it was Justin Karcher the last time we did one of these, was the climax of the whole thing is them discussing why they're going on the train. And it feels like it comes in pretty late. So I would like to see that sooner, because that's really the meat of the whole piece. You have a couple of pages of introduction and then go right into it. I like the way that it flows. It makes sense that these people wouldn't open up to each other maybe right away, but maybe if you raise the stakes of the entire situation a little bit higher, then it would make more sense for it to come in sooner.
Mm-hmm. And it could, one way that you can also build in tension is the idea of where is the train? Is the train late? Because that could also build a little bit the stakes a little bit too, is giving them a reason for them to all be there. Why isn't the train there?
Is one of them regularly taking that train? So
is it normal for them? Yeah, something so that there's an idea as to it makes sense that they're all there and that they are waiting for the train, but strangers don't usually start talking to each other unless something's wrong or if something they perceive to be is wrong. So if the train's late, then you can say oh, what's happening? Like, why is it not here? And it's like, oh, well, sometimes the train runs late. Oh, okay, that's fine. Like, just something, you felt that a little bit with Clem when she ran in and she was like kind of winded because she's pregnant, but it also gave that sense of like, oh my gosh, like, did I miss it? Because then it kind of like gives a drive to the scene as well. So I think having some sort of time crunch can expedite their conversation, because otherwise most strangers don't really chat with each other. Sorry, Emma, what's up?
No, I was just gonna add to that. I think if you add the urgency in the beginning, is particularly with Clem, and then you find out what she's going to, and that fear of being late, I think that'll hit you in the gut a little harder. And as heartbreaking as that voicemail is, it would be even more powerful.
Because it's that like, I need to be there because I wasn't there for her, but I will be there for her in that way. Yeah, I think that time helps. Sarah.
I think, I don't know if this is going to affect your writing, but I think my question about that situation is, I work at a behavioral health center, so a clinic. That to me is something a client would never do, or a therapist would never do. But in this situation, I would ask myself, is the therapist the only person who knows that this voicemail was left because of confidentiality? I feel like that would raise stakes for her going to this funeral with her family. So maybe think about that to deepen her character a little bit. You know, does she know? Is she the only reason? Is she the only person who knows why this girl decided to do what she did?
Yeah, I needed a reason for the HIPAA violation as well. I was a little concerned about that.
When she said don't tell anyone, I was like, fuck.
I was like, she's about to get fired.
It was because she died. So like,
yeah.
There's no
It just kind of made me nervous until I realized she was dead, and I was like,
Okay,
oh, I was like distracted by it.
I like the HIPAA violation with no explanation, because it's kind of like, it's one of those like, well, I have nothing to lose kind of moments, and like she's so desperate to connect with somebody, and like I like it. I think it adds to the desperation. I don't
know. That stresses me out, man.
Make everything a felony, Leslie.
But and this is what I think I was getting at, is I sort of need more of a reason for her to show that.
Yeah.
It is a violation even if the person is dead, and it was something really, really personal. So for me, I just need a little bit more of a build up to how important that is.
And how she shares it with a stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I think with one more thing with Clem too, I know that we used pregnancy to talk about like for the puke moment at the beginning, but then I totally forgot she was pregnant. So I wonder if there's, without shoehorning it in, like ways to kind of bring that back around, like maybe with the client, if you stick with the client, and like how, like you said, the little girl reminds her of being a mom and that makes her nervous. But then there's also this we know she's a young girl on the voicemail that she couldn't save, and
she's somebody's daughter.
Yeah.
What if that was my kid? Yeah.
Right. How can I avoid that from? Yeah. I think I just think the imminence of pregnancy needs to come back for her.
Alrighty. We're just getting close to the end for the 5 minutes for Leslie's feedback. Was there anyone else who wanted to throw something in, a note or something they enjoyed, whatever it might be?
Just real quick, like in the beginning. Matt? Oh, sorry. I think you need maybe a little more dialogue to like work up to them warming up to each other, all of them. So maybe if you found something in common with all of them or something that they all relate to, like you know, you got to break the ice. Like what else can you do to break the ice? It just seemed like they all kind of just started talking like knew each other. So like maybe the straight man is a little more standoffish, and like the gay character is like, oh, he's cute, and like obviously Clem is a little more talkative, So maybe if like
Mhm.
there's just more ice breaking established.
I don't remember
I
who said
did-
it at the beginning, but someone said, "Do these people take the same train every single day?"
Maybe
Mhm.
they do. Yeah.
I mean, if you finally work up the courage to talk to someone you've seen on the train every day. So a little more exposition before then would be helpful, because I'm very talkative and I don't just randomly talk to strangers unless given the
I do.
opportunity.
I do too.
I'm a weirdo though. I'm like, hey, what's going on with
We're
you?
almost at
I
the
was gonna
end.
say, I've traveled with Matt. I know.
The only thing I would add,
Given, but
the only thing I would add is I noticed that too when Matt's character all of a sudden knew my character's name, and I was like, I don't think we ever exchanged names at any point. So that was a little moment where I was like, how does he know my name?
Knowing
That's a
me.
little creepy.
Yeah.
He likes me that much. Ooh.
was you one time.
But yeah, I definitely, hey, yeah, that was the only thing I noticed too that adds to that is like the buildup of, it could be like, hey, is the train always late? Nope. Hi, I'm like something where it's like it breaks the ice. Okay. No one would do that. Alrighty, we're gonna be wrapping up real soon. We're going to be reading Ellen's play, Paisley, Fire and Stone. Ellen, do you have anything that you specifically want us to look at?
Okay, so as an explanation, kind of the inspiration came from looking at, we were supposed to use a Greek tragedy, and I decided to also write it in iambic pentameter because I'm a crazy person. So what I wanted to do was take the Gorgons, basically that story of, oh my God, why is my brain dying? Can you help me out there, Layla?
The Gorgons.
Yeah, so the Medusa,
Medusa's
Jesus.
sisters.
Okay, so Medusa and
Gotcha.
her two sisters. And so that's kind of like Mina is Medusa. So if you notice, like that's her name, and then the sisters' names mirror like the real Medusa's sisters' names too. It's by it starts with the same letter. Anyway, too much explanation. So because I kind of trapped myself in this iambic pentameter, there might be things that just like don't make sense, or maybe need more, like we might need more information here or there. Medusa is the only one of the three sisters who is not who is mortal. So for that, I used like the magic hat that you'll see in here for her magic. So like she can only do magic if she has her hat. So that's where that comes in. Basically, these three women are opening a magic shop, and they have a visitor. So yeah, like, does it make sense? What would we add to make it make sense more? Should I just not have it be an iambic pentameter? Yeah, just does it work? I don't know. That's my question.
Also, before we do the reading, not to like cut you off or anything, I know that we said that we were going to end at 9:30. So if there's anyone who really does need a skedaddle, we totally understand. Go ahead and do so. We have enough ladies to read this, so we should be okay. But I just like to give the opportunity in case someone's like, I really need to go. That's totally fine. So going to the characters, we need a Mina Goggin, the eldest sister. Okay, Sarah. We need Sonia Goggin, who is the middle sister.
Madison.
Maddie, okay. Or thank you, Mariah. And we need Ezra.
I'm gonna come on the floor with you.
I can do that one.
Okay. You'll do Ezra. Alrighty then. And I need a Chana. Chana is a, yep, okay. Great. And it'll be easy. I'll just read the stage directions. Alrighty then. So we're all ready? Okay. At Rise. The sisters are moving into their brand new home away from home, Chala's magic shop. It has been 10 years since Chala died, and the women are finally able to bring the place back to life. They're almost done bringing boxes in and putting the finishing touches on the place. They open in less than 24 hours. We hear Sonia from offstage left.
If lifting boxes somehow makes you sore, Ezra, can you help me with the door?
Oh, sure. I'm just distracted by decor, by fortune teller vibes around the store.
The door opens and closes, and the women enter.
A hint of divination lends no harm. Pop culture gives the ancient art some charm.
Mina enters with a notebook and a pencil. She's starting to take inventory. As Professor Trelawney.
Oh no, is that the grim upon your arm?
Mina lifts her scarf shawl hanging on a nearby lamp.
Stuff like this will trip the smoke alarm.
Another reason for an overhaul. This scarf could cause our premature downfall. And furthermore, I have a certain taste.
A pity if we let that go to waste.
Sisters, please, we really must make haste. Our doors will soon be open. Shit, misplaced. My favorite pen, could either of you spare a writing implement?
Must you swear?
Found it.
Where?
'Twas under that armchair.
Sonia points to the armchair. The women go over to it and pull off the sheet that's covering it. It's broken and hideous.
Ugh, looks like this thing could use some quick repair.
My goddess, that material is vile.
To Mina, who shakes her head.
Did you buy this? It's bringing up some bile.
Ezra pretends to gag.
It's not that bad, just mainly out of style.
And profits will be thin for quite a while.
Ezra pretends to vomit.
Ezra, please don't be so damn dramatic.
She
Shauna-
blows or wipes some dust off the chair.
Shauna probably stored it in the attic. That old hag was always so pragmatic.
Also, quite a pink Paisley fanatic.
Ezra is worked up about the Paisley. She waves her hands to change the upholstery, but instead the chair bursts into flames.
Jeez, Ezra, what the Willow Rosenberg is that?
Ezra tries to put the fire out, but to no avail.
A fire, oh my goddess, where's my hat?
Mina starts looking for her magic hat around the space, throwing stuff out of boxes.
I think this chair's more cursed than our cat.
A black cat walks by, but instead of meowing, she quacks.
Girls, please, come on, this is no time to chat.
Right, hat. You packed it deep inside this chest.
Sonia digs into a large chest. The smoke alarm starts going off.
Great.
Chana's voice thunders from the burning chair.
Leave the chair alone. Is this a test for 3 young witches merely on a quest to own a local business?
Ina joins Sonia to look for her hat. Ezra tries to stop the smoke alarm with a spell, but to no avail.
It's possessed. This chair's not only hideous, it's damned. Explains why these 4 walls were locked up, jammed.
To tell the truth, I think that we've been scammed.
And I just got our store robes monogrammed.
Found it.
Yes, I'll soon clean up this mess.
As soon as Mina puts on her magic hat, the chair stops burning and Chana appears as a spirit behind her.
You really think your magic can suppress my spirit? That's a laugh, but I digress. This visit is a warning, more or less.
Could it be?
It's not.
Oh, goddess. Shauna?
A demon.
Show yourself.
I don't wanna.
What's the holdup?
Sorry. All this drama, it's clear, so obvious.
Mina casts her spell.
Exagama.
How cute. You've got a spell. Just give it up. You ladies should go back to your makeup and leave the Latin curses to grown-ups who don't need magic hats to back them up.
Don't listen to him, Em. You're doing great. This is your chance to prove you can create whatever havoc you...
You're testing fate.
Shut up, you rancid thing. Don't take the bait.
How dare you take the shape of one we lost to tear us down? That line should not be crossed. Our love for Chana lingers like the frost.
Oh, great. A speech to fill me with exhaust.
Chana Demon becomes bored as the sisters verbally attack him.
Shut up, my sister's talking.
Yeah, you mutt. That hat's no joke. I'll be the real plain, clear cut. I'll be real plain, clear cut. It gives her complete power.
True. uncut.
I just can't wait. She's gonna kick his butt.
China demon hears.
Oh, really? Is it true the threats you spew? Will Mina make a brew of chana stew?
China demon pounces on Ezra and throws her to the ground.
Or will I simply give the perfect view
She rests her heel just above Ezra's eye.
of me destroying Ezra with my shoe?
Mina, now!
You're through with all your malice.
No time for
Mina hurls her hands.
Petrificus totalis.
China's demon's body stiffens. Mina walks over to him gloating.
Your confidence was so superfluous.
and now you're solid stone, bitch.
Ah, a cuss.
Sonia shoves Mina playfully. Ezra pushes the demon off her and he tumbles over.
Really?
Harry Potter.
A fake spell?
Don't knock it till you try it. It worked well.
I do suppose it's better not to dwell.
How are you feeling?
Good. No, really. Swell. Can we agree that Scherer was sent from hell?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I say we burn it.
You're a pyromaniac.
Hey.
Shoe fits.
All jokes aside, we'll need to just omit this incident from any work permits. We'll burn the chair despite the clear cliche of cursed objects burning.
Don't delay.
And as for our new sculpture, let it stay. It may just keep the other ghosts at bay.
That spirit put a damper on my night. You think we've got the time to make this right?
I do, and if not merely out of spite, I'll stay and clean this whole place till midnight.
I've got a better plan.
Mina reaches into a nearby box
Oh, let me guess. Another charm from children's books?
and brings out Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Success! Let me just...
Oh, really, Mina?
Yes.
The spell is...
Scourgify. Scourgify.
Surgify.
But it's fine. The room is put back together. Items fly out of boxes and are organized around the space.
Oh, thank goodness.
Good night to the real Chana. Hope you're resting. Hopefully more ghosts aren't manifesting.
But if they are, she'll burn them.
Hey!
Suggesting.
Please keep a watchful eye on this new nesting.
Mina turns to her sisters. They exit while discussing tomorrow's opening day. The black cat hops out of her box and follows him as he quacks.
Ready to go home? Big day tomorrow.
Finally, 3 business owners.
Yeah, whoa. Anxious for my head to hit the pillow.
Proud of us.
Can't wait to see how we grow.
Fade to black. End of play.
That was dumb.
Oh my god, it was not
I liked it.
It was not dumb.
Pretty dumb.
It was very cute. I
It
love
was
the rhymes.
You're fun.
Funny.
The slant rhymes were very fun. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it was a heck of a lot more fun to hear it read, and the you guys were so great with the timing than far more than just reading it to myself. So it really flowed, and I say bravo, very cute. Much less dumb when you hear it out loud.
That's true. It is a little less dumb than saying Petrificus totalis 1,000 times inside my head.
Yeah. No, I like the references. It's very cute. It's very, I mean, it was clear to me because I know the story of Medusa. I got where the sisters were coming from, and it was good to have a villain that they could go against, because then it was like, aha, so we have something that is a clear, we're fighting against this, because otherwise it's just prepping for the next day. So that was really fun. And I love the sisters cutting into each other's lines, because I know it's exaggerated because it's in verse, but it really did feel like, when you have very close siblings who are talking, they constantly cut each other off. They're so used to being in each other's space, including headspace, that you just kind of are like, oh yeah, and this thing and that thing. And you're like, shut up, I'm just trying to talk. Like, like there were so many moments where you could tell Mina was just like, like, let me do this. And it was
trying to do the inventory.
I thought it was fun. I thought it worked great.
Okay.
Any other notes, or were there certain lines that, because it's rhyming and it goes through, were there any specific lines where you're like, oh yeah, that kind of felt a little clunky or whatever it may be?
There were like a couple, I don't know exactly what they are. I think I'd have to like go through and read it again and like physically mark them down. I think that there are a couple of lines that are they're either using like the same word to rhyme with itself that sounded weird in my brain, or like they're a little the beat, it's like one beat off or something, or maybe we're just not reading it right, which could also be the case. But I really enjoy, it was like really fun, and the pacing was really good, and like the story had action to it, which was great. And like I'm saying and like a lot, there was
You're a writer.
I know. I don't have a very wide vocabulary. Hey man, I don't have a very wide vocabulary.
Hey man.
The one thing that jumped out at me that like stuck in my brain was that I feel like the hat came out of nowhere, like almost like you put it in there to rhyme. So maybe either like change the rhyme or like make it more prevalent at the beginning and then make it a callback, I guess.
Yeah, I could, maybe it falls out of a box or something.
Yes,
my
hat.
Or something.
Yeah.
Something so that the audience understands that the magic is with the hat, because otherwise there's like, okay, there's a hat. What does the hat do? So like with a prop that has something within it, you need to kind of give the audience an idea of what it does. Otherwise it feels very like, oh, that's what it does. Oh, okay.
Right.
And you're already like most of the way through the story. So just something, just something to give it an idea to the audience of like, this is how she does magic. She has a hat.
Right.
Emma.
Yeah.
With that too, it may be just a visual thing, but I'm not familiar with this. I mean, I know Medusa, but like I'm not familiar with the Three Sisters. So the fact with I think it was Ezra using magic without a magic item, I was then okay. So why does Medusa?
So why does she?
Like,
so yeah, that's probably something. Yeah, that's probably something I can work in at the beginning, because what I was trying to do is that like Mina, who is Medusa, can't do magic without her hat. So she is not. She's not immortal. The other two are, so they can do magic without any assistance. So I've got to try to figure out how to put that in there better.
But I think even for somebody like, I don't know the sisters either, like I'm aware of Medusa in the sense that like I'm aware of pop culture, but like nothing further than that. The characters, like they were each their own separate character. So you did a really good job of like, just in the lines, like without reading the character description, because I jumped right into this one without any kind of thing. It was really clear like how to give each of them a personality that's different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but making it clear for the audience, because not everyone's going to know the Medusa story, that she can do magic. She can't do magic, or she can only do magic with a asterisk. So I think giving the audience a little bit of a hint and keeping it in verse and saying like, oh, you poor thing, without your hat, you're useless. Oh, it must be so sad to be whatever. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have no flow. Uses. So yeah, that would be my only thing. Yeah, that would be my only thing at the beginning. So it's very clear to the audience because you want them to get it from the outset. You don't want to have them. You don't want to have them like. You don't want to have them like read it in the booklet. You want them to know as they're seeing it. So I think that's my only like big note is to make it clear to the audience. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
I'm just saying, like, adding the like explanation that Medusa has to have a specific item to create her magic, even if it's just where she's like, it sucks that I have to do this, and the sisters are like, well, we're sorry. Simple like that will clear up any question as to why they're looking for the hat or why she needs whatever.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I trapped myself not only with the verse itself, but then I decided to go even overboard by not just doing like 2 lines that rhyme, but 4 lines that rhyme. So now I've got to put 4 new lines in here. to explain.
It's
so that
very,
I'm
it's
very trapped.
Snodgrass, honestly. It's like, it's very Snodgrass
Oh,
in
thank
the
you.
way it sounds to me. And I like it. I love Snodgrass plays.
Mom, you don't even know who Snodgrass is. Just raising her eyebrows like that. Oh no, yeah you do.
Oh, she
Yes,
does.
she
She
does.
came.
Yeah you do.
Yeah, Jane Crazy Love.
I was gonna say, I think everyone on here, maybe
like-
maybe not Leslie, I don't know, has at least heard of John, but we love him.
Love John.
Jay Snodgrass. Alrighty, do we have any last notes before we wrap up tonight?
I just
Oh
have
yeah,
a
you have the
really
book.
quick,
That's right.
a really, really quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All your lines with sarcasm in iambic pentameter or whatever are really good. So when you go back and edit, those I think are the ones you can skip if that makes you, I don't know how to frame it better, but like keep those the same and then maybe go to the serious lines and tweak those. But I thought all the, like Maddie had a lot of the sarcasm ones and they
Ellen, I want to play this part if we ever do it. I know we can't set like a couch on fire, but like
No.
we can do like something metaphorically, but I want to play the part.
Okay, sounds good.
Great. Cool.
What if you do an outdoor show? Then you can play.
Then we could burn a chair. Why not?
Sounds good. I really just need a cat that can quack. That's what I need.
The magic of sound cues.
You know
Ellen.
what?
Chester, can you
volunteer
quack?
Tonks. We will train Tonks to do it.
Okay,
quack.
this one will just scream. Okay.
Alrighty then. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. This was really, really fun. 5 really fun plays. I know it ran a little long. Sorry about that. But we had a last minute 5th play that joined us, but it worked out. So thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have another reading next month. We don't know which one it is yet, but I'm very excited to say that Matt is one of the playwrights that we are going to be reading at our quarantine quarters this upcoming week. So we're very excited. Absolutely join. Leslie has been picked for many of them, and it's lovely. Sarah has read for us. So Renee, if you want to join us as a voice, we're more than happy for that. But thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great rest of the evening.
Yay. Thank you.
Everyone.
Yeah. Hey.
Emma, you can turn it
Bye.
off.